Welcome everyone. So today I'm here and I'm going to give a detailed video on steps people should follow when they want to apply for fully funded scholarships. Because a lot of people, they ask me, send me the link, send me the link, send me the link. I have no problem. I will send you the link, but the link is a very small part of the application. Because if you do not know how to go about it, how to start, how to be competitive, the links will not help you. You'll be applying and you'll be saying people are doing voodoo, witchcraft on you, or you are not a person with a good luck. That's why you are not going to get the scholarships. So I said it will be better for you to know the step to follow. So these steps are divided into two main categories. There are overall what we call general steps, and there are some specific steps. The general steps are the steps which I'm going to explain, which will be applicable to almost all programs. And there are some specifics that will be specific based on the region you are applying. That will be specific based on the level of education you are applying. That might be specific based on the particular program you are applying, or specific scholarship can have a specific requirement. But those are things you need to know. The general part, first of all, and then the specific part. So without further ado, I want to go straight and explain these steps. So, step number one, obviously, you need to have good results. And I've said it over and over. Good results, or the good general point average GPA, is a very good start, but it's not everything. I usually have sometimes the problem with the people with the flat A, or people with the B plus average. Sometimes think that because I have first class, because I have upper second class, is a slam dunk, I'm going to get fully funded scholarship. It's not the case. Sometimes I've seen people with lower second class get scholarship, and the people with the first class don't get a scholarship. You will be surprised why. It is not nepotism. They are going to look for other factors. So good results, yes, first class, yes, upper second class, yes, people with low second class can also get scholarships depending on other supporting factors and depending on the nature of the scholarship. When it comes to the specifics, you'll be able to see there are some scholarships say, if you don't have this 3.4 or 3.7 GPA, don't apply. Means they are not going to look at it. There are scholarships, they say, we want competitive good results. They don't mention. You are allowed to apply. Other factors will be able to support you. So the first and the foremost, you need to have good results. So I call for the people who are currently at the university, people in high school. People ask me all the time, so what should I do? I want when I later to get a scholarship. Number one thing, which it is in your control, is about how you can get good grades. I tell people every single day when I go or doing my live stream that no matter how lucky you are, there are certain pathways. It is very difficult because you don't have control of those pathways. For instance, if you apply for the diversity visa lottery program, you apply. No matter how educated you are, no matter how good grades you are, no matter how great the photo is looking, in the end, it is a lottery. You don't have control of that program. But if you are applying for scholarship, number one control, it is inside you to make sure that you get good results. So make sure that you get good results, and then other things will be able to follow from there. Number two, work experience. There are scholarships which will explicitly say we want you to have 2 years of work experience. Or some they say you want to have the whatever work experience you have, but we want to see the leadership experience, or we want to see volunteering experience. So there are some specify, but all in all, I usually tell people I have a problem with some people, especially in developing countries, especially my colleagues in Africa. The problem people have is you go to school. The nature of our education, yes, you find out you're a full-time student. So you finish until high school. You have never even one day to take 1 hour to go to volunteer anywhere. You go to the university, 3 to 4 years you are studying, fully a student. You don't go to volunteer. You don't work even for payment. You finish your degree, maybe you are 23, 24, 25, depending on the age you started your school. You know what is going to happen? You are 25 years old with 0 work experience. But other countries are operating differently. In the United States, for instance, at the age of 16, someone is allowed to work a professional. But even before that, people start volunteering. So you find out someone is finishing bachelor degree, has over 8 years of work experience, and you in Tanzania, you in Nigeria, you finish your bachelor degree with 0 work experience. How do you think that who is going to get that scholarship? Even if you have first class, it means nothing. You cannot change any community because you have never taken initiative to do some work. And when we say work experience, I want you to understand, they don't care whether it is paid work experience, whether it's unpaid work experience. All it matters, it is work experience. Let me explain to you, to break down to you to understand what does the work experience mean. It is not how much money you make. It is not about what is the rank or the title or the position you have. It doesn't matter whether you are an intern, you are working as a security guard, you are working as a secretary, you are working as a assistant coordinator, or you are working as overall director or manager of the program or of the company. It doesn't matter. When they go to ask, when they ask you for the references or recommendation letters, what they want to know is, on the work experience, do you go to work on time? Are you a punctual person? Are you able to think out of the box? Are you a team player? Are you able to solve conflicts with your co-workers? Are you innovative? Do you respect authority? Do you appreciate your supervisors? What do you do if you don't agree with your supervisor, your manager? Those things don't care what position you have. You can be a vice president, but do you respect your president, who is the person who appointed you? So it's not about the position. It's about the experience. It's about the work you are going to do. It's about your behavior. Do you go every day on work, or you just every Monday you call because you were just drinking? Because you are drinking, you cannot be able to go and say, oh, I'm not able to come to work because I'm sick. You are lying. What is your work behavior? That's what they are looking about, the work experience. It's not about the title. Oh, but now I'm a manager. I do this one. But what do you do actual? So the work experience, I want you to know, if you are currently a student, whether you are in high school, whether you are at the college, university, wherever you are, start doing volunteering. That's number one. That is the step you need to have. That is is on you. So if you don't get scholarship, ask yourself, how many work experiences do you have? How many years of work experience you have? Before you start blaming, oh, this chevening scholarship, this Fulbright scholarship is favoring maybe people from West Africa, or people from India, or people from China, or people from East Africa. What have you done to yourself? So you need to start volunteering. You need to start on your own, start your own initiative. Assume you are studying to become a teacher. Do you go to volunteer to a school, talking to the students about how you can be able to help them? Do you go to volunteer to teach, or do you go to talk to the youth? Do you go and inspire other people? You are working to become a journalist. You are dealing with mass media or mass communication, whatever you call it. But do you even write a blog? Blog is free to have. Write one blog post, one post every week. If you write for 4 years of your education, you have over how many? Over 200 blog posts. That means you'll be very, very big person. That is a work experience. Myself, what I'm doing as a YouTube, that is a work experience already. Because I have to write down what I'm planning to do. I have to do research. I have to come here. I have to organize. I have to plan. All those are work experience. So content creation is work experience. You are starting to become, you're studying your bachelor degree in economics, whatever it is. Do you even have a place writing on a newspaper or a blog to be analyzing the trend of economy in your country? You are a teacher. Do you even have a YouTube to do online teaching or a blog to post some online teaching? Be innovative. You are a person who is doing, let's say, computer, IT, whatever you know about graphic designing, creating apps. You know how to create logos. Do you have even a company? Being a student doesn't mean that you can stop having a company. Create your account on Fiverr. Start doing as a freelance. You speak 2 languages. Register yourself as a person who is going to do interpretation and translation online. Even if you don't do frequently, but it is something you can add on your resume that I'm a translator, I'm an interpreter, professional. Instead of just, oh, I speak 2 languages. So what if you speak 2 languages? Does it matter? No. How do you use those languages? Oh, by the way, I use these languages to translate. I was also interpreter when the UN summit was in my country, or whatever it is. You need to find on how you can put on your resume. Even the things you do on your own for free. I write books. I do YouTube. I help people about applying for scholarships. I help people about starting YouTube. I help people about writing books. All those are on my resume as work experiences. Even if I do for free. Those are the things you need to consider. So that is number 2. The work experience, paid and unpaid. Step number 2, which is a very critical one. For instance, the scholarship for Sweden, the Swedish, given by the Swedish Institute for Masters, is offering a lot of scholarship. But in the application, there is a place which you must indicate your leadership experience. So being a leader doesn't mean you must be a political leader, either elected or appointed. Leadership, the position of leadership, you can be a supervisor. You can be prefect in your school or university. So there are so many things you need to know when it comes to the leadership. How do you take charge as a leader? All those kind of things. The third one is called the motivational statement or statement of purpose. There are some slight differences when people talk about these two. But all in all, almost every scholarship will ask you specific to provide the reasoning behind why you are the perfect candidate, why they should give you scholarship and not another person. Just like any job interview when you go. If you go to any job interview, the question is, why should we hire you? That's the question in any job interview. They ask you that one. So on the scholarship, they give you a place to write statement of purpose. What motivates you to apply for this program, and why do you think you are the perfect candidate? Why should we give you this particular scholarship? $100,000. Why do you think you deserve to be given this amount of money? What makes you so peculiar, so special, unique candidate? So, unlike where we come from, in developing countries, most of the developing countries, some countries have what we call the loan board from the government. And through the loan board, what is happening is the government, they are looking people who are poor to help them to go to get the loan. For instance, that is something in Tanzania. So people who didn't go to study into private schools, they get loan. People who didn't, or people who have maybe one parent, or they don't have both parents, they're already dead, they are given scholarship, loan, student loan. So the student loan is not towards someone who already is 18, is 20 years old, is applying for getting for the loan because he's the one is going to apply and pay. They are looking about the financial status of your parent. That is the loan still, but why are you looking for my father or my mother while he's not the one who will be coming to pay? So because of that, people, when they come to apply for scholarships, let's say in America, in Australia, in Europe, they start explaining unnecessary things. I'm very poor. I was born and raised in the village. Then from there, I was walking 2 kilometers to go to school. Coming back, I didn't have shoes. I was going barefoot. Then, I'm orphan. You are 30 years old. How are you orphan? You are 30 years old, my friend. I remember, this is a funny one. I remember one guy is a police officer in Kenya, wrote to me, I'm orphan, I'm looking for scholarship. That person is 36 years old, is a police officer, is married with 3 children. I said, how you are 36 and you are orphan? Orphan is someone who's under the age of 18, basically is a minor. You are adult, you don't depend on your parents. Yes, still, you don't have your parents. So what? You are 36 years old. That is not the reason why should we give you the scholarship. And even if people give the scholarship to people with a disability, there is one scholarship, for instance, in England for people with a disability. It doesn't mean that because you have any disability that is automatically you are going to be given. It's just one of the scholarships they say priority will be given to people with a disability, or priority will be given to women. It doesn't mean that even if you have 0, you are a woman, you are going to get that scholarship. No. So I usually tell these people, don't express your personal problems seeking for the sympathy. Scholarship application is not a therapy session. And this is the difference when you ask Cristiano Ronaldo, for those who follow soccer, football, Cristiano Ronaldo versus Messi. If you ask Messi, who is the best player in the world, Messi will never say, I'm the best. Ronaldo will say, I'm the best. The difference is Ronaldo is from Western Europe. Messi is originally from developing country, from Argentina. People from developing countries, we have that communal way and think that the humbleness will take you everywhere. So, are you the best? No, I'm not. Even Mbappe is good. Even Neymar is good. Even Di Maria is good. We have so many best players. No, give me a break. Ask Ronaldo, someone from Western Europe, because they know capitalism, they know the greatness, they know the individualism. Ronaldo will say, yes, I'm the best player on the planet Earth. Because I believe myself I'm the best. I walk as the best player. I sleep as the best player. I train as the best player. And if you want to prove that one, go look on my numbers. I'm the only player in the world in the official games with more goals than any other player on the planet Earth. I'm the only player in the world since the world created on the men football to have more goals in the national team. I'm the only player in the history of this world to have more goals in the European Champions League. So, obviously, they start to speak for themselves. But someone from Africa, from Asia, from Latin America, they feel humble. So, when you are told, why should we hire you? Why should we give you scholarship? You need to showcase your capabilities. You need to explain your greatness. That is very, very important for you to know. So, all what I'm trying to say is be sure to showcase your capability. Not about sympathy. So why should we give you a scholarship? Oh, by the way, I have this background in education. I went to school for this particular education. On the work experience, I have blah, 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 blah. My background, yes, I was born. You can explain about your problems in a way that you are going to solve them through this opportunity, not to seek for the sympathy. That I was born, raised in a very rural village. Up to now, in 21st century, in the year 2022 or year 2021, year 20 whatever, we don't have the electricity. The purpose for me to go to study masters in electrical engineering is because I want to learn certain things on how I can use maybe wind or solar, whatever it is, so that I can go back in my village and install solar and find a way on how I can help my community to go from that particular 30 years ago to the current life. You see how you explain? You explain, yes, you are poor, you are this one, and then I want to go back and change something. Not because I was poor, walking barefoot, now I deserve. No, poverty is not something to grow. I'm poor now, so I deserve to become a leader or to get a scholarship. No. You don't need to do that. Explain the problem and how you do that. How are you going to solve that problem? Oh, my background, I have this background in education in this one, but on my work, I think I'm lacking 1, 2, 3, 4. For that particular reason, I decided to go to study in Masters in Peace Studies and Conflict Resolution at your university because I want to learn more theoretical and scientific and practical experiences on how we can be able to resolve this type of conflicts. Because in my rural area, we have a big conflict between farmers and agriculturalists. And because of that, every year, people are dying. Animals are killed. It is a very disaster. I want to find how ongoing we can solve this particular problem in a long way. And I want to start it from the grassroots, but I want to go to learn the professional way on doing mediation, on solving these particular conflicts, whether in small communities, tribal, and at international level. So you see, you explain the problem in your own community, but how you are going to resolve that particular problem. So it's not about explaining your problems and thinking them they will feel sorry for you. No, they're not feeling sorry for you. They'll look for people with good results. They're looking for people with a good work experience. They look for people who are going back to do something in their respective community and solve the problem. They're not giving scholarship because you are black. They're not giving scholarship because you are coming from Africa. They're not giving scholarship because you are coming from Asia. No. They give scholarship because they believe in you on changing the world. Number 4. So number 1 is good results. Number 2 is work experience. Number 3, motivational. Number 4, obviously, is the recombination letters. So recombination letters, you need to know that no matter if you have first class, if your professor writes on over there, this person, yes, has a very good result, has all these A's, but he used it to do plagiarism. Game over. You are not going to be given scholarship. So you need to know the person who is going to recommend you. Talk to them in person. Don't write the name of someone, oh, this is my reference. Have you talked to that person? If they call him, they call her, they ask the email. And the email, if he's going to recommend, should not use to whom it may concern and the one general email recommendation to every university. If you apply at University of Oslo, program Masters in Conflict Resolution, it has to be written admission office over there, Department of Peace, whatever it is, if it's there. Then I'm recommending Ernest Boniface Makulilo for Masters or PhD in Conflict Transformation at University of Oslo. It has to be specifically tailored to that particular university. If you are applying at UCLA, it has to be tailored to UCLA. It has to be tailored to that particular program. You have to write exactly the name of the program someone is applying. The person who is recommending you should not be a relative or a friend. Should be, because you're planning to go to study, if 3 recommendations, at least 2 coming from your teachers. And 1, or if you want to add more, like 3, I mean, 1 more from, if you are working from the work experience perspective. Should write them how long they have known you, in what capacity. Why do they recommend you? Why do they see you are fit for that particular program? And why are they strongly recommending you to get that amount of money? This person is doing this, blah, 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 blah. I've done this one. So he's planning to study this one. I have no doubt this program will help him or her to come to do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I want to explain to you. Then, after that recommendation, we come to the other things. There is entrance examination. That depends. There is English proficiency test. There is 12 exam test of English as a foreign language. And then there is International English Language Testing System, IELTS. Yes, I know that there are some universities, there are some programs, there are some scholarships have the waiver for English proficiency tests. Either because you study for using English, or there are specific countries are going to be waived. Or because of the pandemic, for instance, even Chevening removed the requirement for the English proficiency. But if you are competitive like me, don't wait for the waiver. Go fully committed. Fully committed to get that scholarship. So if you can, go and take the English proficiency test. That would be my advice to you. Because if you take the English proficiency test, you will have unlimited number of scholarships you qualify. But if you watch for the waiver, if there are 10 scholarships, maybe 2 are giving the waiver, you apply only 2. And you are reducing their chances. While you are waiting for the waiver, someone in India doesn't wait for the waiver. Someone in China doesn't wait for that waiver. It's up to you. If you want for the waiver, go ahead. And then when I'm talking about specifics now, if you are applying to the United States, there is extra exam, either GRE, Graduate Record Examination, GMAT, Graduate Management Admission Test, LSAT, MCAT, depending on the program you are applying. If you are applying for undergrad, you have to take SAT or ACT exam. So you see, again, for the specifics and the region, you will be required to take a certain exam. That's why I usually emphasize to people to apply more in Europe, because if you require to take an exam, will be one, only the English proficiency test. You will not be required to take the GRE or GMAT exam. That we need to think about that. Then there is application fee. Application fee, again, it comes to the issue of the region. If you're applying to Canada, you're applying to US, all universities, all programs, you have to pay for application fee. Nowadays, because of the pandemic, there are some universities have been giving the waiver, application fee waiver. But don't wait for the application fee waiver if your dream is to study in the United States. But if you are applying to Europe, 99% of all scholarships in Europe or applications in Europe don't have the application fee requirement. Very few programs will have the application fee requirement, but 99% don't have that requirement. So for that particular case, I'm advising you, if you are not having enough financial resources to prepare yourself, you have to figure to apply more in Europe. Because in the end, you have to apply 10, 15, 20 universities or programs. If you apply in the US, that means how much money you are going to use on that, versus if you apply to US versus Europe, Europe will be having fewer or smaller amount of money required. Even in Australia, New Zealand, there is no application fee. So those are overall, I can simply say overall general. And sometimes the specifics, depending like specific in terms of the region, like addition of the entrance exam, specific in terms of some of the scholarships, they might have specific essay questions. They give you scenario questions. Answer this one. Fulbright has that type of questions. Chevening has that type of questions. Whatever is this type of scholarship. So there are specific scholarship programs have specific type of questions. And I didn't mention in resume or CV because that is part of the work experience. You need to know how to write a very competitive CV or a resume. Not the CV or resume, the one you write name, date of birth, marital status, place of birth, tribe, religion, whatever. If you are single, if you are Christian, you are Muslim, who cares? Number of children. No, they don't care about that. So you need to be mindful of all those requirements. So those are the steps. So by knowing these kind of things, now you can go to apply. So the steps you need, before I give you the link, you need to know you have good results here. You need to have a statement of purpose. Just draft the basic blueprint. Then we'll be modifying depending on each scholarship here. You need to have your work experience written down in a very competitive way. Paid and unpaid. Know how to write good working experience. You need to have what people, who will be able to recommend you. Those are the steps you need to have. You need to take the English proficiency test ready. If you are applying, really applying. If you are not waiting for the waiver. If you want to come to America, you need to have money for the application fee and also in addition to that to the GRE or GMAT. Once everything is ready, now it is time to apply. Now when I say send me the link, when I send you the link, you know, okay, the competition, I can apply this scholarship, I can have 1,000 people and there will be one among the 10 people who are going to get scholarship. But I send you the link, you are not connected to any professor. Since you graduated, you have never told any professor that you are planning to apply for school. That's a problem. You don't know what is the motivational statement and you want to apply for scholarships. Some universities, they say you need to send us the writing sample. Writing sample is any academic work you have written, professional paper, whether it's a presentation, whether it was an article published, send it to them also. Do you have it right now if I ask you? No. You want to apply for the PhD. PhD in Europe, you need to have the PhD, what you call the PhD proposal. Do you have it today? I can give you the application today. Link, here is the link. Deadline is tomorrow. Are you able to complete that one? So you need to have everything ready. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo are ready. Lewandowski is ready every time. So if the ball comes here, whether it will be by head, by chest, by left leg, right leg, they are going to score. You need to be ready. Those are the steps you need to take. But people are going to the last step. Give me the link. The link is the last step to actually go and apply. So, those are steps by steps you need to know. But overall, scholarship, to apply and get it, assume someone is going to give you free money. 50,000, 100,000. If you are doing PhD, it can be even 200,000 US dollar. They give you for free. Why? Just because you just have first class? Just because you are poor? No. You need to show extra things. You need to promise like a politician what you are going to do in the future. Whether you're going to do, whether you're not going to do, that's not the problem for me. But you need to know how to write everything. You need to know where you get good recommendation letters. It's the matter of documentations. You write an essay. Grammar is poor. Why can't you find resources? Go to website, it's called grammarly.com. Upload your essay. It will correct all your poor grammar. Everything will be correct. Then after having a proper grammatical written, find someone else to read your essay, critiquing that. Find a professional in the field of scholarships or who has ever applied for scholarship. Read your essay and they will tell you, okay, this you need to reduce this one. That's why you find that there are some scholarship consultants or admissions, immigration consultants, is because it's just like a lawyer. You can stand on your own and win, but there are some people who are, that they do for a living. So even if it's not that, you find someone, a friend who has ever applied, can you please read my essay and tell me if this is correct? Critique me, challenge me. But don't write, you don't even go to grammar.com, you start with a poor grammar. They know for sure, okay, this person cannot survive here. And then you say, oh, please give me the waiver for the English proficiency. While your English you have written is the worst English ever. They're not going to give you the waiver because, man, it's a disaster. But you are writing the waiver, the English you are using, it's a properly grammatical correct. They might consider, oh, this person can just do this one. So those are the things I want to share with you, that if you are looking for fully funded scholarships, yes, there is the last part of the link, but be ready. If right now for me, you send me the link, you say, okay, EBM, apply for the PhD today, or apply for this scholarship, because I have already written a lot of maybe statement of purposes. I'll just go there and just take a lot of things out and take the core of it and modify it. I have a very resume, which is a very strong one. I can modify within a few minutes to correspond. So you must be ready. If the deadline is today, 10 hours or 5 hours later, are you able to accomplish application in a very competitive way? Do you have someone you can call? Okay, can you please do me a recommendation? Help me. I have 2 hours left. And the person will be able to write the recommendation. You need to have a good professional relationship with your supervisors, with your former professors, or your current professors who can be able to recommend you. That's why some people get more scholarships, because they are preparing. It all comes to preparation. Preparation is the key. There is no luck. Luck is what happens when good preparation meets opportunity. That is according to one philosopher who, Seneca, whatever, before Christ said that way, so said those words. So it's not a matter of luck. If it is luck, tell Tanzania national team to win the World Cup. Tell Nigeria national team to win the World Cup. Do you think German, Brazil, they win the World Cup by mistake? Do you know Spain, they don't win it for a mistake. They prepare the kids since they are born to become world-class players. While for us, we're just playing around with our politics and just playing around there. So those are the things I want to share with you. Good preparations will take you far, not only for scholarships, for anything you do. So stay ready, prepare yourself, and make sure that you get scholarships.